Welcome back to Planet Watch. Today, Mary Jane and I talk about Taurus and what is coming up for us in that sign. Good.
We've got a
Well, I
pretty good month, I think.
yes. I started to say good morning, but of course it's morning for me and it's not morning for you in Switzerland.
It's okay. I had a fairly good morning.
Good. Oh, good. Yeah. So we've got some stuff coming up in Taurus that we need to know about.
For sure, for sure. It's
Yeah.
going to be, well, a very active month. Now, the Taurus energy, of course, is an energy of construction, getting close to the earth, using materials, using earthly materials, and is a
Mhm.
wonderful sign for building, for getting projects off the ground. And we've got a lot of help coming this month already from the 27th of April on.
Mhm.
Um, the sun is getting a big hand up. It's in a really lovely sextile aspect with Mars that's still in Pisces and will still be there for a while. So as soon as we have this nice, really very fertile Mars solar connection, it's a time to get projects off the ground. It's really very handy for construction, for using this fertile ideas. First of all, working it with your gardens and all the rest is going to just be a wonderful time, to be doing those things. With gardeners in mind, I'll bring up the fact that the new moon is on the 1st of May.
Mhm.
And so this is always an excellent time to put seeds in the ground, get things that are going to be growing fast, especially your very fast crops. Yeah, it's an excellent time, and this is going on all month. This lovely sextile is going on all month long until the 21st of May. So use it. This is a great
Right.
time to get stuff done. The Mars in Pisces is not at his really most potent energy. In fact, sometimes he can be kind of dithering, but the sun is going to help a lot as far as giving direction, giving impetus, and getting this Mars sort of concentrated again. Excellent with Mars in Pisces to be taking care of, changing the pipes in your house or putting in the swimming pool or doing anything connected with water.
Well,
That
I do an irrigation system in my
ah,
garden,
yeah.
and that's going to be a great time to do that. I just
Oh,
ordered and I'm installing new planter boxes and need.
you're on. You're
Okay,
on.
that
Yeah,
sounds like a great time to do that.
for sure, for sure. Anything touching on water, water systems, irrigation,
Mhm.
fertilizing, of course, with Neptune and the Earth. Why this is a fantastic time to be doing exactly that. Pisces and the Earth working together.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, this is a really nice tendency that we'll be seeing all month. Now, this period of Taurus gets off to kind of a weak start. Actually, we've got some strange things in the sky going on already on the 19th of April, which is the ingress, in fact. When the moon is going to be square to Venus, is going to be making a very awkward aspect with Uranus. So we're getting off the ground actually with this sort of tearful, undecided, misunderstood Venus going, why aren't you listening to me? And there's a lot of stress, but in friendships, in love affairs, in marriages, in all kinds of relationships, where we're looking around for understanding and for some sort of even ground to sort of understand each other and make decisions together or find compromises is even kind of complicated. Now it's a short term thing. This is the 19th and the 20th of April, but this we've seen before this very awkward, uncomfortable relationship between Venus and the sun in a half square, 45-degree angle that's extremely tense. And this is a time also Venus is still in Pisces at this point. And this is a time when we feel misunderstood, nobody's listening, you're just out of sync with people around you. And so
Mhm.
these first days of Taurus are going to take a bit of patience, are going to take a bit of understanding. This awkward semi-square between Venus and the Sun is going on until the 30th of April. So be careful what you're saying or what you're not saying. Be careful what you're hearing or not hearing, what you're understanding or not understanding. This is really a time when we need to be patient and hyper communicative, very careful about feeling hurt. Half the time, this is coming from us.
True. And tell me those dates again, please.
Yeah, the Venus semi-square to the Sun is in orb in its connection until the 30th of April.
From now until the 30th of April, we're recording on the
Yeah.
11th.
Oh, no, already is. This is a thing we've been seeing in the past. Well, now as the Sun is coming in to make this square, that's on the 19th, huh? That's when this semi-square is really officially happening. But it's
Mm,
going to go on for a couple of weeks then, and we have to just be really careful.
sure.
This same Venus is going into Aries, however, on the 2nd of May, and she'll get over this tearfulness, this sort of put upon attitude, and may just get angry. Venus in Aries is more likely to kick ass and sort of tap on the table and say, "This is what I need. This is what I want,"
Right.
which might be a good thing at this point. Enough of this poor me syndrome.
Right. What's that they say about the woman scorned, or right, right?
Exactly. Yes,
I
this
will
is
not
the
be
time when she
ignored.
sort of comeuppance.
Right.
It's payback time.
Right.
It may go kind of overboard, but that's okay. Finally, she becomes decisive. This is the beauty of Venus in Aries. She finally is saying, "Hey, wow, look at me! I'm doing my thing, and you get your stuff together, and maybe we can work things out." So yeah, she becomes much more active than this uh, passive Venus in Pisces. That's a little bit too subject to tears and misunderstanding and so on and so forth.
Right.
So we'll get that together, and that'll be a happy thing.
Well,
The
you
good
know
news
what?
about this is that the Sun is in a nice sextile to the black moon, which is always a time of reawakening, of initiation. So there's something to be learned through these arguments and through these misunderstandings. Uh, be aware of the true messages that are behind these uh, prise de tête, these silly
Right.
arguments. So it
Well,
really,
and that's what I was going to say is that, we should always be mindful of our words and what we're hearing, and make sure that we understand what we're hearing, and make sure that we're clear in what we're saying, and make sure that we're understand. I mean, it's good to have reminders every once in a while.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And
no
especially
comment.
when initially these planetary movements are sort of moving against us and making it difficult, making these same very logical connections impossible, that
Yeah.
we really have to double up our efforts to make sense to each other,
Hmm.
and get to the bottom line without our more petty um, insinuations and issues.
Right. Yeah. Right. Our little butt hurts, and our little foibles and everything. Yeah. Right.
Mm,
Absolutely. So yeah, it's always a good idea to be mindful of that.
precisely, especially in these times. It can be, 2 or 3 weeks long. Some of these aspects just don't
Right.
go away right away. And so we have to sort of, you feel as though you're trudging through, and just no one's making any sense anyhow. But it's again, Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head about you while all the others are falling apart, why you're ahead of the game.
Right. Exactly. Wonderful. Yeah. So far we've got just a very fertile time coming up for
Mhm.
construction, for just being creative and building, and then we've also got some days ahead that are might be awkward for communication. We've also got this new moon with I just wrote myself a note, GSD, get stuff done. It's a good time,
Get stuff done. I like that one. That's
right?
very
Except I
good.
didn't say, really didn't say stuff, but
Uh-huh.
this new
Uh-huh.
moon is a great time for growth. So those of us in the northern hemisphere might be a good time for planting some
For
of our
sure.
crops.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Who
Yeah,
else do we have?
this is excellent. We're right on schedule this year.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love when that lines up.
One other point, though, I have to point out that's pretty important too. From the 29th of April, Mercury is going to be going retrograde. He's sitting in Gemini, where he loves to be, but is going retrograde, and from the 10th of May to, he's going into Gemini on the 29th of April, will be going retrograde from the 10th of May to the 3rd of June.
Ooh.
So, and in that, it's moving back and forth between Gemini and going backward into Taurus. So it's a little bit confusing time as far as signing contracts, as far as making travel plans, as far as especially time schedules. Be very careful out there about, checking when. I'm thinking there will be a lot of delays and a lot of changes in plane and train schedules and our own personal schedules.
Well, and that happens to be when you're traveling here to the United States.
Yes, it is, and I'm just so looking forward to that. Well, yeah, I won't be there by then. But we'll just figure it out, and the trip could easily take twice as long as I thought it was going to, but we'll see.
Make sure you
I'll
have some sort of app on your phone to track your flights
Oh
and
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just that we're going to be just very much involved. There are a few key days in there when the moon is showing up. The moon is making a square to uh, this Mercury retrograde on the 10th of May.
yeah.
Will be opposite the Mercury on the 16th of May, and we'll be making a square again on the 22nd of May. Now I'm thinking these are going to be days, as soon as the moon gets involved with these retrograde situations, um, they always become more awkward. So these are a few days that you want to be very careful checking out your travel plans and communications plans, and just in general.
Right. Good idea. You know, Mercury retrograde, I say it all the time, gets such a bad rap, and yet it's a
Yeah,
good time to, you know, cross the T's and dot the I's. It's a good time to just kind of slow down, take stock, you know,
true enough, true
right.
enough. Double up on details. You check all
Yeah.
the loose ends.
Mhm.
Um, Posting letters and emails and important communication can often
Mhm.
go a little bit haywire through there, especially with this um, the time that Mercury's in Gemini. Why this just plays hob with postal systems and other means of travel and communication. A little less important for computer work, and so on, than is the possibility of this retrograde in Aquarius, for instance. But still, Gemini, we're talking about nervous systems. We're talking about
Wow.
modes of communication, all
Yeah.
kinds of modes of communication and exchange. So, we're just bound to get involved in.
Right, right. You know, and it's always a good idea not to take anything for granted. It's always a good idea to double check our details. I get
For
in trouble
sure.
with that a lot,
Ye- Yes, it can happen.
right? I get in trouble with that a lot when I do not check my schedule and say and commit to things. So,
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's it. The old agenda. You look in, every day, first of the week, and then every day afterwards, just to make sure you're not missing appointments and setting up
exactly.
wrong appointments and all the rest.
Mm-hmm.
This can happen too easily.
It happens, and so just giving each other grace, giving yourself grace as well, and just
Yep.
say, okay, well, this is not the end of the world. We can fix this. Not a problem, right? Ah,
Well,
communications.
want to shoot down my telephone
Later.
sometimes.
Talk to you later. Yes. Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Anything else coming up that we need to know about?
Well, there's a very nice period, yeah, that I want to talk about specifically with this in mind. On Wednesday, the 27th of April,
Yeah.
while we're talking about the moon doing strange things, the moon is doing wonderful things in the sky, helping out, very nice planets, Jupiter, Neptune, Venus. The moon is coming over these three planets, and it's a wonderful day with the help of Mercury, with the help of Pluto. It's a wonderful day to be arranging contracts, any engagements. It's a wonderful day for weddings. Absolutely glorious. It's a Wednesday. You do what you need to do. But anyway, if you can take advantage of it, uh, go for it. Any kind of engagement of that sort is going to be just sunny, just so fantastically well aligned and heaven blessed, literally.
Hmm.
So I wanted to point that one out. We're kind of in the middle of all the rest. It's a clean, very clean day and very positive in the middle of all the other movements around that can be kind of awkward. But anyway, that's one day that we can really work with engagement, consensus, arbitration, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, good. That is wonderful. And of course you're traveling here to the States. When do you leave Europe?
On the 28th of May.
Oh, but I think you're arriving in Kansas City the 28th of May, right?
No, I'm arriving oh, that's right. I'm flying on the 26th of May, I guess, because I'll be a few days in Philadelphia seeing a friend
Right.
before I get to Kansas City. That's right.
Right. Right. I would be completely remiss if I did not mention that you will be here. So, those who are adherents of Planet Watch and love what Mary Jane has to say and love what we put out here, there's an opportunity to actually get in person and meet Mary Jane.
Would
So,
love to see you folks. Would love to see you folks.
absolutely.
I'm hoping to catch up with some old school friends and so on in Kansas City, especially. And yeah, would love to see you radiators out there.
Oh,
That'd be great.
absolutely. And so I'm hoping that the planetary conjunctions are good for this visit, first of all.
Yes, well, I do too. We'll certainly do our best to make them good, right?
Absolutely. And you and I are going to be involved in an exhibition, which I think is going to be really nice. Oh my goodness, somebody is really insistent on talking to you.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So we will be involved in an exhibition in Warrensburg, Missouri at UCM on the campus. This is an art exhibit called the Great Gossamer, and Rich Monson has been on the Radiate podcast to talk about this Great Gossamer way back when, because this was supposed to happen in the summer of 2020.
Yeah.
And it's been postponed twice now.
Yes, indeed.
Third time's a charm, right?
This
So
time it's absolutely going to happen from the
it's
1st to the 3rd of June, huh?
yes, it is the 1st to the 3rd of June. And you and I are going to be part of the opening festivities with lectures, roundtables, dancing. There's going to be so many wonderful things happening with this exhibition. Just watch our Facebook and Instagram channels at Radiate
Mm.
Wellness LLC
Yeah, come
for
and see
more
us.
details as this comes up. But you're going to be,
Absolutely,
what are you,
absolutely.
have you finalized what you're talking about?
Well, I just wanted to underline for your folks there
Yeah.
that the exhibition will be going on until the 10th, I think, of
Yeah.
June. As Christy says, we're kind of involved in the opening sessions because the whole thing is supposed to be around art and artists and their muse.
Yeah.
So what Rich and his people are pulling in are all these notions of inspiration. Where are these artists pulling out their inspiration, and from a spiritual point of view, what
Right.
this is doing for them and for us finally.
Right.
So it's got a very spiritual turn, which is how he invited Christy and me in, as well as neuroscientists, as well as priests, as well as, well, dancers and performing artists. There are all sorts of people coming to talk about their spiritual approach to their art
Right.
or to their science, or vice versa, what their art and their science has brought them as far as their own personal spirituality. So it's a very exciting subject. I'm thrilled to be there and be invited. I think it'll be great.
Yeah, I think I'm so excited to be part of it.
Mm,
Yeah, I think this is just so amazing. So it's basically the nexus between art and spirituality, and science, right? So,
exactly.
yeah, David Ditchfield, who is a near-death experiencer in the UK, is going to have a piece in it. He came out of his near-death experience painting where he'd never painted before and creating a symphony where he had maybe knew three chords and played in a punk band, right?
That's just
Um,
so amazing.
I know. Yeah. So he's going to have at least one painting, and then some of his music is going to be featured, and then Susan Walter, who is a local Kansas City artist, and who had two near-death experiences as a child, is going to have artwork in that. Again, came out of her experiences painting, and Paul Rudy, who is a composer, was going to be having some work there. Native American dancers, of course, you're going to be talking about what you do best, astrology, and how it ties in with inspiration and art.
Exactly. Well, my book is devoted to this subject, so I
Exactly.
think that's kind of how Rich got started with the whole thing. In my in Desire and Design, I talk exclusively about Venus and Mars and what they're showing us, what capabilities they're bringing out through each and every one of us. I maintain it's a sort of a recent thought, but it occurs to me that we're all artists in one way or another, and Venus, especially. Mars is helping out as far as the technical aspect, but these planets are doing so much to remind us of what we're capable and what we're supposed to be tossing out there for the rest of the universe. So I think that's what I'm going to try to bring in
I'm
during these
excited.
talks.
Of course, we'll be having your books available for sale at the
Yeah, yeah,
exhibit,
we've got
right?
some copies there. Uh-huh.
You can actually sign them too,
Sure.
right? Signed copies, right? I may be having my book out there too. I'm not sure. I need to check with Rich. But we're also planning for those in the Kansas City area to have an evening event with Mary Jane, myself, and Kathy for anybody who would like to
Um,
raise their consciousness, learn more about who and what they truly are, and what forces are at play in our lives. This is going to be an event we're still in the planning stages, but it looks like June 9th.
Great.
And we'll have some refreshments, food and drink, and then we'll have some three workshops from each of us to talk about the greater things that play in our lives. So I think it's going to be a great event as it shapes up. Again, watch this space, watch our channels on social media for more details about that. And we'll definitely be so happy to have an in-person event. First
Oh,
of all,
yeah, with in-person people
with in-person people.
across from the room from us. I'm already excited about that.
And you don't come to the United States all that often,
Not all that often, no.
right? So this is going to be kind of a big deal.
Yep, I hope so. Yeah, should be.
Wow, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for all this information about Taurus and the exhibit. I'm so excited about the exhibit. And
Yes, let's make it work. And we'll hope to see a lot of you folks, local folks, come and see us. That'd be great fun.
I think so too. Well, see you guys at Great Gossamer, and then again for let's see, after Taurus is no, not Cancer, Gemini.
Gemini. Yep, yep. We'll have a good time.
Yep.
See you then.